So I'm pretty sure all of us know what TikTok is. There's some pretty interesting stuff that goes on there. And there's also some pretty cringe stuff. So let's take a look at credit advice on TikTok.
Credit card hack. Make a payment 15 days before the due date and then go ahead and pay the other half 3 days before the due date. And there you trick the system into making 2 payments in 1 month, which will increase your credit score.
No, this is not how credit payment works.
Thank me later.
Don't thank her. Essentially what you're doing, you're making just 2 payments early and you're just paying the account in full prior to the closing date. So by doing this, no matter what, if it's 0, it's going to be reported to the credit bureaus as 0. Whether you make 1 payment or 10 payments, it's not going to be 10 payments on a credit report. This does not cheat the system whatsoever. You're essentially just paying your balance earlier, and a smaller balance reported to the credit bureaus in turns will have a smaller utilization and you have a higher credit score.
Let me teach you something that I wish someone taught me when I was younger. If you have car loans, student loans, and credit cards, and this is all the money you have left each month to pay off your debt, let me show you a strategy that would help you pay off this debt really fast. Most people use their money
I definitely like the metaphor, the glasses. Definitely it works.
to pay the minimum payment plus a little extra each month, but this isn't really effective. Let me show you another way. So what I want you to do is only to pay the minimum of each debt except your smallest. In this case, I want you to actually pay as much as possible so you are debt free. This means that you can actually start using this money when you're debt free, right? We put this over there to start paying off the next debt. Once you pay off this debt, you can put it over here plus that extra money you have to pay off your debt.
Oh, somebody get her a napkin.
And soon enough, you pay off all.
So basically, this is the debt snowball. This is something that Dave Ramsey teaches a lot. Essentially, you start off with the smallest debt and you kind of just keep that momentum going to the bigger debt. The more efficient way to use this type of strategy is by paying off debt that has the highest interest, then going on with the lower one. So if you have credit card debt, usually that has like interest rates anywhere between 14 to like 25% sometimes. So start off with those, then you end up with the loans and everything else that's a little bit lower than that. In the long run, this will save you more money on interest. But again, it doesn't give you that much momentum as like, I only have 3 debts now. Now I only have 2 or have 1. But either way, both of the strategies does work efficiently to pay off debt.
Hey kid, how old are you? 18. Do you think you'll ever buy a car? Yeah, maybe in a few years. And what about a house? Do you think you'll ever buy a house? Maybe in like 10 years. What are you getting at? Well, in order to buy a car or a house, you'll need a good credit score. How do I get a good credit score? The easiest way to get a good credit score is to open up a credit card and set up automatic payments. That way you'll never miss a payment and you'll build a good credit score. Wow, they never taught us that in school, which is why you should follow for more finance tips.
All right, so what he's saying is completely correct. The only thing that I would tweak a little bit is when you set up automatic payments, no matter what, you're not going to miss a payment, right? Depending on how you set it up, it could be minimum payments or the full balance. If it's just a minimum payment, you will still have to pay interest on whatever balance is left over. If it's the full, which I highly recommend, that information is still going to be reported to the credit bureaus. Even if you have like a high balance, that high balance may lower your credit score.
Great. Would that be credit or debit? Credit, please. Bro, you probably don't have any money because you're using a credit card.
All right. Nah, that's cap.
Actually, no. Let's say someone steals my overpriced shirt. Would you give me a refund? No, why would we? That's your problem. Exactly, because I'm using a credit card, my credit card company would. Also, would you give me free money for buying this shirt? Definitely not. Figured, my credit card company does. I assume you want a nice home and car one day. Let me guess, your credit card helps build your credit and will help you buy those things. Look at you. Thanks for the shirt though.
All right, so that's legit advice.
Hey man, check out my new metal credit card. I can spend thousands. Thousands? Really? I've got 3,000 to spend and I'm going to max it out on a new gaming setup. Do you ever want to own a luxury house or a nice car? Yeah, of course. But
Dude,
what's your point?
You see that credit card on his ear? All right, this guy has some humor.
Well, if you spend all your credit limit, your credit score will get destroyed and you find it hard to get a mortgage on your dream house. Just keep your credit usage low. Wow, I can't believe I was going to do that. You should follow him for money tips.
All right, so when he's talking about maxing out credit cards, I think what people got to understand is that, okay, say you have a credit card limit of $3,000, like he said. If you were to max it out at like $2,999, but if you pay that prior to the closing date, that does not mean that you're maxing out your cards. This does not affect your credit score, okay? What really matters is what balance is left over when a statement closes. If you max it out, yeah, if you have like $3,000 balance on a $3,000 limit card, when it reports, yeah, that will negatively affect your credit score. So the idea is do not max out your cards and maintain that balance month to month. So before we dive into the next clip, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Titan. Are you ready to invest like a pro and build long-term wealth, but really not sure where to start? Titan is the first investment platform for retail investors that want their money actively managed by an elite investment team. They built a mobile app and not an ETF or mutual fund because it allows them to explain to you exactly what is happening and how they are managing your money. You will get direct exposure to the investment manager via video content like Instagram. Ever since Titan's inception, their strategy has led them to outperform all major indexes and robo-investors. All it takes is $100 to get started, and it takes less than 2 minutes to plug in your personal info. Their fees are simple. Deposits of more than $10,000 are billed a flat 1% annual advisory fee, and deposits less than $10,000 are billed at a $5 monthly fee. If you're worried about the fees, you can always get an actively managed account free for life if you refer 4 people. There's no other active fund manager that does this. Better yet, get started today at titan.com/nom and get your first 3 months of expert investment management for 0 fees. That's titan.com/nom for 3 months free. Titan.com/nom.
If you want to boost your credit score by 100 points, keep listening.
100 points, that's quite a bit. So let's see.
Just to show how effective it is, I lowered my own score by 120 points and
So 639 on May 2nd.
raised it right back up.
Oh wait, let's go back. May 27th, 794. Okay, you got me interested.
Now, not everybody's going to get a 100-point boost, but I can guarantee that your score will definitely see an increase. It's a little thing called utilization, and it actually makes up 1/3 of your entire score.
True.
Let me explain utilization with a very quick example. You have 2 credit cards. You have a $10,000 limit between both those cards. You use up $5,000. That $5,000 is 50% utilization. Now, if you look at my little chart here, that falls under...
Yo, I think I've seen that chart from somewhere. Wait, hold up. Let me do a quick Google search. Because I think I've seen it on like Ask Sebi, I believe. Dude, it's pretty darn close. All right. I'm not sure if Sebastian, if he made it or not, but the info is about the same. But either way, let's go back to the video.
Very poor. To go from being under very poor to excellent, all you guys need to do is lower utilization from 50% to under 10%. Going back to our old example, with the same 2 cards, you have a $10,000 limit, but this time you're only using $1,000, and that's 10%. Just paying down or paying off your cards completely can help you a ton.
This is true, but I think it is a little bit over-exaggerated to increase your score by that high by just lowering your utilization. It really depends on your credit score. Like the lower it is, the higher you will see abuse if you lower your credit card debt. Like the higher your score is, the harder it is to trickle up to like the 800 levels. But what he's saying, it is factual. All right, so I had to turn off the sound for this video because I know for sure I'll probably get demonetized. So you always do this before you opening up a credit card. Apple Card, okay. You Google the card in your browser. All right, so right there it shows 35,000 membership reward points. Once you go into incognito, the bonus changes, all right? So which is 100% true. Typically, you kind of see this with like hotels and like flights and things like that. They keep a track of your cookies. So once this happens, they kind of know if you're more interested into a certain type of product. They already know that you're interested, so they don't really have to offer you as much. But either way, you tend to get better deals. Your mileage may vary, so always try that when you are applying for a new card to see if you get a higher bonus or not.
How to cheat the credit card system to travel anywhere for free for the rest of your life.
Let's cheat it.
First, you find a credit card that has a good sign-up bonus. For example, the Amex Platinum has a 75,000 bonus when you sign up. That alone is enough for a round trip to Europe. Now here's where it gets crazy. When you refer someone, you get another 25,000 points. So you can refer now and refer yourself to the gold card. That's usually a 30K bonus. But because you used your referral link, it's actually a 40K bonus. So you got 75K for the Platinum, 25K for the referral, 40K for the gold. That's 140,000 total.
That's a lot.
That's 3 round trips anywhere in Canada or US. A first class round trip to Europe or 1 round trip anywhere worldwide. But that's not it. This is where the real hack comes
Let's see.
in. Once you get your points, cancel those cards and do it again.
Oh, come on, man. That's not how it works. So first off, I know he just gave like a basic example of credit cards. He gave an example of American Express. American Express, anytime you get the sign-up bonus or the sign-up offer, it's once in a lifetime. You cannot rinse and repeat with American Express. Another thing that he didn't mention, you get 140,000 points, right? If you were to value those points at 1 cent per point, that would be roughly around $1,400, right? But the annual fee for those cards kind of offsets the value of those points, right? I'm pretty sure that at the time of the making of this video, the MX Platinum, it was a fee of $550, I believe. Right now it's like $700. And for the MX Gold, it's about $300, right? So combined, that's like about $1,000 already. So effectively, you're getting only $400 worth of travel. When you think about it with the annual fees, of course, there's other perks and things like that too. But you also got to spend a lot of money to get that sign-up bonus. You can spend anywhere between a few $1,000s. So if you cannot spend that much within 3 or 6 months, then you kind of just lose those points and the opportunity cost just kind of goes out the window. So to do this repeatedly and never pay for travel ever, is it possible? Yeah, but is it feasible for most people? Probably not.
You guys, I was last years old when I found out that you're supposed to use your credit card as your debit card and your debit card as your credit card to have good credit.
That is facts. All right. So if you treat your credit card as a debit card and you just use it for every other expense and pay it off on time, you kind of kill two birds with one stone. You build your credit, you get points, and as long as you are practicing your finances like responsibly, you should be fine. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is that with debit cards, you can treat them as credit cards. Like whenever you go to a gas station or something like that, if you purchase something with a debit card, you can always charge it as credit. So when you do that, you have a little bit, an extra layer of protection. Any purchases with a PIN number, it's going to be almost impossible to get those charges reversed if someone steals your card and knows your PIN.
Let me explain. I use Chase for everything. It's my favorite bank. I love it. So what you're going to do is take your credit card and use it every single day. Buy gas with it, buy food with it, use it like a debit card. Put your debit card away. Don't touch it. Use your debit card every month to pay off your credit card. My credit score jumped so high, I was in such shock. It works. Try it, let me know.
It does work.
Let me show you a really quick and simple way to get a collection deleted off of your credit report.
Okay.
Between you and me, credit bureaus don't want you to know this. Take a really hard look at your credit report. If you have a collection account that's listed on your credit report, it should not have a past due balance that's listed. Let me show you what that looks like.
That's true.
In this particular case, we have all of these collection accounts for this client. Look at this. Past due, 236. That's wrong. Past due, 171. That's wrong. Keep going. Kane and Weiner, past due, $82. Collection, wrong.
Wrong.
Let me show you one more area that they don't want you to know. Here's another collection account.
All right, so the reason why this works is that whenever an account gets sent to collections, it's already past due, right? Because that's why it got charged off in the first place, and the original creditor cannot even collect the debt. So it's already past due when it's sent to collections. So when there is a balance in the past due portion of your credit report, this is inaccurate information, and you actually can dispute this as a factual dispute.
The account status is listed as open. A collection should never be listed as open. It's not an open account. Now, if you do have a collection on your credit report that's showing as either open or you have a past due balance, send this letter and they'll delete it off your credit report.
This is facts too. So imagine you have a credit card that you actively use. That's an open credit card. So once an account that you have, like say Chase, and it gets charged off, sent to collections, is no longer in use. It's not like you can still use that account. It's already charged off and sent to collections. So both of these items are inaccurate and you can factually dispute them.
Here are 3 credit card hacks that seem illegal that people are using to boost their credit score.
All right, disclaimer, is illegal.
The first one is the 15-3 rule. This is when you make a credit card payment 15 days before the due date and the other payment 3 days before the due date. Now this next one is a sneaky one, so be careful. This is where people call up their credit card companies. They let them know that they lost their credit card. The credit card company then closes that account out and they send them out a new card. The theory behind this is that you'll have a positive closed account and then you'll have a second added trade line with that new account. Now,
dude, nah, that's not how it works, man. Like, okay, think about it. If you lost a credit card, say with Chase Bank, right? They're not going to close out your account. They're just going to send you a new credit card, right? If they're going to close your account, yes, you're going to have a positive closed account if it was positive in the first place. And if they open up a new account, your credit limit will most likely be the same as it was before, unless it adopts the account information as it did the O account, this will be a new account. This will reduce your overall age, right? Your overall credit age. So in turn, this would actually do more harm than good to your credit.
Don't ask me why this one isn't already included into the FICO score, but it's not. And this is adding your rental payment history to your credit report. Let's say your landlord or where you rent don't already report your payment history to the credit bureaus. You can use companies like Rental Karma where they'll take that data and then they'll report it manually on their end to the credit bureaus. You can see anywhere between a 40 to a 60 point jump in less than 14 days just off that.
All right. So that one right there is true. There's a lot of companies that does this. It's kind of like, if you've heard of Experian Boost, they kind of do the same thing with utilities. So they keep track of all of this payment history that you have of other companies like utilities, cell phone bills, in this instance, rent. Why not keep track of that payment history since you are paying it every single month and you're doing it on time? And it will affect your credit score. Again, a big shout out to Titan to being today's sponsor. If you want to check them out, link will be down in the description. If you guys want to learn more about building credit and personal finance, check out my videos over here. I'll see you guys over there.